electronically and monitored bail.
Calling Adrian Rafi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to speak to vote corrections. There's some interesting figures in this document, the estimates of appropriations. Whilst the overall increase in the vote for corrections goes up 2.7%, the total amount paid to ministerial services in the next 12 months, a total that the department uses for responses to ministerial correspondence and parliamentary services actually goes up by 6.5% by my reckoning. And I wonder if what that's in aid of, why the 6.5% increase in questions, ministerial correspondence and parliamentary questions. I'd hazard a guess and say that it's receiving a lot of attention from the opposition, sir. And I think, Mr. Chair, that's probably the reason why that's gone up 6.5% and the overall budget's only gone up 2.7%. But the key thing that I want to talk about is actually the absolute failure of prison privatisation. We've got in the report of select committees on the estimates, and according to the Minister said the department's public-private partnership with Serco was proving beneficial to both parties as they could share and model best practice for the most effective use of taxpayers' dollars. Well, I'd challenge that. I think the evidence that and the information that has come to the House, the attention of the House, quite clearly says that that it's been an absolute dismal failure. I think that the vote, the amount of money put aside within this budget may not be enough to run the prisons, because as we know, there are a number of reviews being carried out as we speak, the result of which may have implications upon this budget too. And so I would question that. I also question the statement made in this House by the former Minister, Anne Tolley, who said the privately run prison in Mount Eden is exceeding the record of our state-run prisons. Well, I don't think that's correct either. I think that's part of the hospital pass that she has made to the current Minister, and that this experiment in privatisation of prisons is not working. I think that the New Zealand public deserve some assurances that the people that are sent to prison are well looked after, that are rehabilitated, and so that because eventually they're going to come back out into our communities. And so the appropriation should reflect that. And I don't think it really does. I don't think there's enough being done, particularly in the privately run prisons. I think the numbers that have been used that the former Minister Anne Tolley refers to, in particular to Mount Eden, those figures are definitely skewed, because that's a remand prison. And so the majority of the inmates in there, or the people in there, because a lot of those ones on remand, of course, are going through the court system. They are not, it is the minority that are in there that are subject to going through programs for rehabilitations. The issue that we've been hearing time and time again is that the most difficult inmates are transferred to other prisons, to state-run prisons. And that's a huge problem, because when we're looking at the statistics around how well that particular prison is doing, quite clearly those numbers are skewed. And I think we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg, sir.